Sophie?
Well, good evening from Nairobi. The mood, one of uncertainty. Will we have an election in 2 days' time or wouldn't we? But today, various key figures have been speaking. The Internal Security Minister has been briefing the country on the measures he's taken to make sure that people are secure if the election takes place during that day. Today, President Uhuru Kenyatta himself has finally, albeit briefly, met with the chairman of the Electoral and Boundaries Commission, that's Wafula Chebukati. And we later learned that the president insisted that the polls should take place on Thursday. But the international community has also weighed in. The diplomats have spoken, saying the opposition should avoid violent protests and also urged the president not to sign into law amendments to the electoral law. But while all this is happening, Nancy, there's an issue that people are not talking about: the battered economy. Businesses, big and small, are all complaining that nothing much is happening. My colleague Ferdinand Omondi has been looking into this very important issue.
It's not business as usual at Pamela's welding plant. Pamela says normally her doors, windows and grills would be sold as soon as they're made, but not at the moment.
My business is sinking totally, because I can't even sell a door in a day, nor a window, of which I sell 1,300. I can't sell. But there, before, I used to sell even 10 windows. Raila and Uhuru must just talk, and everything will go in order.
It's a concern many other businesses here share, as more and more customers prefer to hold on to their money and wait and see what unfolds. It is not just the informal sector which is hurting. Even the big players are feeling the pinch of the political crisis as they struggle to keep the wheels of the big industries running. This manufacturing company is based in a town on the outskirts of Nairobi. Bidco Africa is one of the largest companies in East Africa, moving over 600 metric tons of soap and oils a day. Every morning, all the workers recite a common pledge to work together regardless of their background. But the apparent lack of teamwork in politics means the produce here is piling up at the warehouse, even though these are essential goods.
Quite robust. It's been kept that way. So we have both white.
But the chairman is optimistic and plans to open another plant in November. But he warns the political climate must change.
I would say very unfortunate that this is happening in Kenya, where we have huge amounts of potential. We have a lot more going for our country. And really this sort of political bickering is not good. I think they need to all focus on where we're going as a country, because whoever wins or loses, in an election, one has to win, one has to lose.
The presidential election.
Kenya's Supreme Court annulled the August presidential election result, citing irregularities. But Kenya's opposition has withdrawn from the repeat polls, demanding sweeping reforms first. Economists say Kenya cannot afford to stay in this political uncertainty much longer.
The stock market is a really good window into foreign investor perception of the Kenyan economy, and we've seen the hits that they've taken. When you factor in the drought, when you factor in the interest rate cap, things that are already crippling the economy, you add the election on top of that. It will take some time for us to get our momentum back and get our economy growing the way that we want it to grow.
It's a worrying prospect for the Kenyan business environment. But until this crisis is solved, these business people will keep pondering how to make their next sale. Ferdinand Omondi, BBC News, Nairobi.
Well, let's bring